Okay guys, welcome to this episode. I have the great Karel Pravec here, Silver Fox Karel Pravec, the master of jiu-jitsu. Today, Karel, what are we doing?
I guess smash pass defense.
Smash pass defense. You know why I asked you to do smash pass defense? Because that is one of the most asked about components of jiu-jitsu. People hate getting smash passed. Like, it kills the fun of jiu-jitsu. Have you ever been smash passed?
Yeah.
We've all been smash passed.
I don't like it.
We've all been smash passed. But I'll tell you something. We were talking about this off camera. How some jiu-jitsu is like really based on athleticism. Like some practitioners, they can get away with things because they're so strong, they're so athletic. And we're talking about the jiu-jitsu we like to rely on has to be used by somebody who's less athletic, right?
Lazy jiu-jitsu. I like it. Something that sort of can work for almost anybody.
That's an important distinction because sometimes you'll see a guy do something on the mats and then you try to recreate it, and me and you necessarily won't be able to do what that guy did.
Yeah, we might not have the power or the explosiveness to
or the
get
vitamins,
away with it.
or the vitamins, or the vitamins to do it. So today we're going to talk about how to get out of trouble when you're on the bottom, and how to avoid getting smash passed, and by using a method that's technical, more technical. It's technical, at least if it works for me and him,
It'll work for anybody.
it'll work for you guys. And very importantly, what's your thought on how often we should practice preventing smash pass? Because I find that if you just practice preventing getting smash pass, at best you're gonna draw in your match. Like,
Yeah, I think
is prevention better? Is the cure better? Is offense drilling
prevention is always better.
Prevention is always better.
Prevention is always better, and you want to start to move in the transition. Because the reality is a smash pass, almost by definition, is going to be used by a bigger, stronger guy against you. So once you let him pass and set upon you, it's sort of like being encased in concrete. Good luck getting out of it. So make sure you start moving before the concrete sets. So prevention is always better.
So we'll talk about how to get out of these tight situations, and then we'll talk about how to prevent them. Because I'll tell you, on all honesty, the escaping a smash pass, once a big, strong, athletic, schooled fighter gets on top of you and locks his hands and he gets the grips that he wants, you've let him get too far. I mean, you have a lot less leverage working under there.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're going to show you guys some stuff to help you get out. But these escapes, you have to have started them before they even really lock their hands 100%. Okay, so the number one smash pass question I get, the number one, is when the man's on top of you half guard. So if you can lay down here, Karel. And when we're here, especially no gi, you're the man on the bottom, it's a lot harder to get out, in my opinion, when you don't have a gi. What do you like to do from here?
Yeah. First of all, I look for an opening. I want to see where there's something to create motion. I made two mistakes right here, pretty big mistakes. One is I'll let you control my head and drive, so which keeps me flat. And the second one is get the underhook. This is a very, very strong position as far as attack. So if I can get my foot underneath the guy's leg, so immediately make sure, guys, this one of the legs has to still be engaged to keep him in place, because I don't want to let him pass all the way together. So I want to make sure that as I'm digging for that hook,
let me just pass here real quick so you show.
So yeah,
this is what you want to avoid, right?
Yeah, this is what I want to avoid. So I want to keep you at least half guard is better than no guard. For me, I'm personally a fan of if I'm in half guard, I want to try to get to full guard. So as you know, once I'm flat, what I'm going to try to do is see if I can get the hook. Once I get hooked, I'm going to start to lift. This creates motion. He has to adjust, and immediately I'm going into full guard. Again, guys, I'm not just going to stop here. I'm not a fan. Okay, thank God no.
It's not any better.
No. So you're going back. So as soon as I land here, I'm immediately going into an offensive mode. Some of the stuff we covered before, triangles, short arm locks, omoplatas, attack immediately. Do not give him another opportunity.
You gotta kill that underhook.
Yeah.
He'll come right back.
Yeah. I don't mind an underhook if the guy, we've talked about this, when the guy's stretched out. This is really, he's not controlling me. I'm
a liability now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
Yeah. So
I need my underhook to be tight.
Yeah. So basically what I want to do is when you get smash pass, if I get to that point, just evaluate quickly the situation. where's the opening? Can I still move my head? If you can't, can I start to work the underhook? If I can't, then I have to look, to the legs.
Because I've dropped this hip, so if you look at my left hip here, because I've dropped this left hip, my knee has to be up off the mat. So once you can smash past with your hips over his hips and knees on the mat, or you can drop your hip. Once your opponent drops your hip, you can elevate. You have a butterfly.
Yeah, I can get the butterfly hook.
Yeah, because my hip is down. Get a good view here. Look, if my knees are down on the mat, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah,
it's hard for you to get a butterfly.
Yeah, if that's the case, what I'm trying to do is just get an off balance and start to work my way out.
But as soon as your opponent drops that hip, behind the underhook here, that knee is fair game now. It's a good hook. It's a good butterfly hook here. And you guys can see Karel's covering the top. If you're not covering the top, what happens? It's funny because when I teach this, a lot of guys don't cover the top, and it's an easy kick out. It's an easy kick out. Now here's another little detail I love about this one, Karel, because I use this a lot myself. When the guy drops the hip, I make sure, number one, I like to trap this arm. Because the last thing I want is for him to go negative. Like, can you pass your arm to the other side? Yeah, this is the last thing I want, because I find now that if you get your control of my leg here, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, this is actually my favorite way to pass half.
Yeah, go.
So get the leg in, and
this is fantastic.
Yeah, now I'm gonna win.
If he uses a Kimura guy and he grabs my arm, and this is a nightmare.
Yeah,
this for me now is a nightmare. So what I like to do is, if you go back, is I like to pinch this arm here. So now when you try to go negative, can you go negative?
I can.
Just attempt it. So see how I block his arm, and I block his head at the same time. So I'm trying to get him to go this way by pinching his arm with my neck and grip here. And this also relieves like the cross-face pressure. Like if you lock your hands here, lock your hands, like are you cross-facing? This is really jamming my neck. This grip here kind of helps me alleviate the pressure. I'm controlling his neck. So if you were to go negative now, if you were to pass your arm, he wouldn't be able to pass his arm right now. See, he's stuck. If I'm just like this, like a lot of guys are like kind of like this here, what happens is he's free to transition his arm across my body. And this is worse for me now. Now if I try to elevator sweep you, you might just pass. You might just pass.
Stick out.
Yeah, so I need this arm here trapped on the other side of my head. So let's see that again here. So if we're back here, I'm here like this. And now look, I start to put my butterfly hook in. And because I'm trapping this arm now, he's gonna need to open his knee here. See, the more I'm trapping his arm, he's gonna get swept unless he opens his knee. Can you open your left knee? Yes. Open. Get up. Exactly. That's what he's gonna need to do. Because I'm so trapping this arm, it's hard for him now to brace out. And now I love this. This is great because now you're on the offense.
Yeah.
You don't want to just recover.
Take his momentum, and now it's your game.
Can you go back down real quick? So when you're here, and the guy smash passes it, if he does get the arm across, if he does,
I actually will. If I have the hook already, I'm actually gonna immediately. This is done. So if I can catch him in that movement, if I already have the hook, then it's a lot easier.
If you have the butterfly hook right away,
Yeah.
you think it's dangerous for me to go negative here?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is dangerous. Yeah.
Not only that, but now
You're okay.
I'm gonna finish it.
If you have a strong hook, it could be a problem for the other guy. One of my fears is always that the guy comes in and grabs my knee here. So even if you have the butterfly hook, I find it a little bit difficult now to sweep.
What I'll try to do in those instances, again, I want to just create a little bit of movement. I know what you're going to do. You're going to try to drive me back down, and you have that. So all I need to do is open up. And at least, I may not be able to finish, but at the very least, now I tie you up. Now, basically, whether you look at it as a submission or a form of control, I have an inverted triangle.
The inverted triangle is for taking the pressure off. So if I'm here and my left hip is dropped, that means my right knee has to be up. We're going butterfly hook. Once we're going butterfly hook, we're starting to elevator sweep. And sometimes your opponent is going to go negative. When your opponent goes negative, you can still butterfly sweep.
I will try to drive.
That's fantastic. So now, one little note here. If the guy's arm is inside killing your butterfly sweep,
It's okay.
you gotta
Just keep stretching out that leg. Because that's going to prevent. If I can stay hooked strong under his leg, basically the harder he pulls, the more he undercuts himself.
Yeah, I see that. That's really tight. Yeah. But if he does hook your leg and you don't really have the butterfly sweep, you're going triangle.
Yeah, I'm always going to try to look for an inverted triangle, and now, even if I can't get the finish,
It's a great grip.
yeah, it's people forget how important triangles or head and arm control. It doesn't have to be with your legs; it could be with your arms. How important form of control that is, and how strong form of control that is, against all sort of dangers in jiu-jitsu.
Sometimes I have the leg. One thing I like to do also is when the guy's smash passing me, and his knees up really, his foot is really close to my butt.
Yeah.
This comes very hard now to butterfly hook.
Yes.
So me, what I like to do is I like to put my feet on the inside. So I switch my triangle from the outside to the inside, and I start to kind of scoot my hips underneath. It makes it harder for him to take his leg out. Whereas if I'm like this, if I'm regular, see the leg, I can't even hold your own leg now.
Yeah, just keep
Because
sliding.
the heel is so close to my backside. What I want to do is before you can even get it there, I block his ankle. Could you bring your ankle up now?
No.
Now you see how I just come in here right away. Because now if you try to lift your heel up towards my hips, you won't be able to. And now I'll come here, boom.
Yeah.
And I can even lift from here. I find sometimes it just makes sense for me to lift from here.
Yeah, it's very simple, very easy. Now you created motion.
And now, of course, if I drive you this way, and you drive back into me, we're going the opposite side.
Yeah. And I'm
We love.
leaving.
And now we're in a leg locking.
Yep.
We're throwing the guy over the top. Let's do because in jiu-jitsu there's always, if you're throwing the guy right, you got to know how to throw him left.
Yeah,
Because he might drive back against you.
Yeah. Sometimes people do. You know, there's a very predictable pattern in jiu-jitsu. People will react to danger in a very similar manner, and the reason for that is that makes sense. But sometimes people do stuff that doesn't make sense, so you have to be ready for that. Well, if I'm on the bottom, I need to create just a little bit of, instability where for a split second he's worried about his base, and that's all I need as an opening to go after.
That's what oftentimes I say, like the moves, they don't work. All the moves do is create instability. And when the guy's unstable, then they'll work. But straight, to do a move on an experienced guy, follow these 3 steps, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, no.
Follow these 5 steps and you'll sub the guy. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, you have to create sort of, where the guy is facing out. Now you can attack. If you attack a triangle where the guy's like this,
You have to off balance.
yeah,
Anybody off balance can be caught.
yeah,
But that's the key. Are you good at getting people off balance?
yeah.
Can you show us how you like to do it from half guard, bottom? So you have the butterfly sweep to take me one direction. And a lot of times common reaction is the guy's gonna flatten you out.
So a lot of times I may try to go the other way.
Hand on the hip.
Yeah. So the question is, how does he react? To be honest with you, I don't necessarily need to get on top. Maybe if I can get here, this is where I'm going to go. Because then I will sweep you for sure. At the very least. Yeah.
At the very least. 'Cause I'm like real quick to tap it here.
Yeah.
But what about going over the top the other side? You do this? Or are you gonna try to avoid it?
No, I will try to.
Like if I'm trying to keep you flat.
Yeah, you just try to, you did it to me. You kind of, as if the guy brings up his leg, I just need to create a little bit of movement, or just a little bit of rocking, go back. Now I'm starting to come out.
But you're always ending up on this side? Would you take the guy over? Would you commit to the outside move?
I would if his base is
So
off.
over.
So,
But you prefer corralling him back this side?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It depends, the reality again, if the guy's 220. And I tend to train with guys that are pretty good at jiu-jitsu. So if he's leaning,
if he's
then I'm going to go that way for sure. If I feel his imbalance going that way, I will go
Can we
with
see that again? Let's see from a different angle. Because it does happen. I mean,
Yeah.
guys drive you to the mat.
So what I'm, to do that, right now you're kind of neutral. I don't feel you being off base any way. So no, it's okay. I'll create this. So what I'm going to try to do is just kind of push into you to get that a little bit more of a drive.
You know, I don't care, even if you do come back right now, that's all I need. I don't necessarily need to get a clean reversals. I think sometimes people get caught. I think we covered this in the bottom cross side escape. People sometimes, when they sort of initiate the escape, initiate the counter, it's sort of like, this is it. I'm going with that. And the guy can kind of counter it. Yeah. So now, just like he overcommitted, now you're overcommitting. It's
a series of jabs. You should think about it as a series of jabs.
Yeah, and the knockout punch comes when it's supposed to come.
And it's funny because that's how it is in striking.
Yeah.
And boxing, Muay Thai, there's so much setup to get to that KO. And it's the right opportunity, the right moment, the right time. And beginners like blue belts and white belts, they're too impatient. They want to go through step 1, jump to step 2, jump to step 3, and they're on this railroad track. They're a runaway train. They've made their mind up. Whereas jiu-jitsu is all about improvising in the moment.
Yeah,
definitely.
You have to set it up in a way. And if you off balance the guy and you start to drive with that arm, and then you're like, man, I'm gonna get on top. Don't forget, he can take your arm. So if you start to feel that, go back the other way, put him in guard. Now you attack his arm because now he's overextending to keep his base on top of you.
Another common smash, which is a bit weird. Like I put you in guard, full guard.
Yep.
That is a bit annoying. So when the guy has bicep control, ear to ear, and they're just like this. Like the guy is not trying to pass my guard.
Yes.
He's not a passer whatsoever. He's just trying to drain the club, and he's literally like sprawled out on top of me, and doesn't want to fight. This can be really annoying.
Yes.
And you see that sometimes with wrestlers.
Yes.
Like they come into the jiu-jitsu
and
they just want to hold it.
The butt is in the air.
The butt is in the air as well, yeah.
Yeah, this is.
What do we call that? It doesn't exist in jiu-jitsu. I've never seen a jiu-jitsu.
But it is.
Teach.
People sometimes don't know how to deal with it.
No, they don't know.
It is. So what I do is, first of all, it depends if the guy is he standing, or is he usually just driving with his head and butt up in the air.
Let's do both.
Yeah, let's do both. So
you guys are gonna see this eventually. You're gonna come across a wrestler and he's gonna.
Yeah. He took you down, let's say in a tournament, and he took you down, it's 2 points, and now you basically
survive the round.
Yeah. So it's very important. It's very. I find this is the reality that sometimes you have to learn how to deal with it. It's not easy though, because you will have to put yourself at risk. We were talking about earlier how much we like Gary Tonen's game, and if you look at Gary's game, he puts himself at risk. That's how he creates openings against guys that really want to play a lot more conservative games.
He's also so confident of escaping.
Yeah.
That's why he'll put himself at risk. Right?
Yeah.
He's probably one of the greatest escape guys I've ever seen.
That's technique.
Yeah.
So, basically what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to get 2-on-1. I may have to swim, and I'm at some point. I mean, not 2-on-1. Head and arm control. Mm-hmm. Once I have this, now I will take usually how I react here is I will take a risk on going perpendicular. Mm-hmm. It may take some time. I need to get my foot on the guy's hip. Once I get him on the hip, I can get myself in a position. This is the worst thing you could do is stay lined up with the guy, because this is where he drives and keeps you pinned. You're sort of like a splattered bug. So once I can anytime. First thing I will look for is this, one or the other. Sorry. No. Now notice I'm opening my guard, but you don't feel it. Do you feel it?
No, you control my hips.
Yeah. So a lot of people open the guard, step, and then that's when they get past. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
So now, if I can get either the arm or head and arm, now what I'm going to try to do is get my foot on the guy's hip. If you're fighting that, and I make sure this leg stays high, because if it goes down, he's going to pass your ball. Mm-hmm. So I want to keep this high, and I'm going to work. I'm going to try to get perpendicular, either side, this side or the other side. Now, I'm going to attack the Urigatami. Now the question is, how will you react?
All you're going to do is you try to drive back in.
That's okay. We're going to go now.
Mm-hmm. You're going one side to the other.
Yeah. You gotta. But notice now, your base is off.
Yeah.
You cannot pass my guard right now. You have to react to what I'm doing to you.
You don't feel like you can just rip out.
No, I'm in trouble.
So usually, if he stays, this is done. But sometimes what the guy tries to do is posture up.
Yeah.
That's not easy. This gives me the arm lock. Sometimes what happens when I'm here, the guy rips. I actually let him do that to rip out his arm. Yeah, that one I'm not gonna let you pick out. That's the one I need to keep. Yeah, that's the one in danger. What I'll do here is I'll lock a reverse triangle. Very difficult to escape. Now you're in my world. Now it's hard to finish, so I'm gonna look for either to get Tommy or Keel to finish. But I need to break him down to the point where now he's no longer lined up with me.
So you're gonna swim inside, so either head on arms, so the guy's here like this. You're gonna go in here, boom. And now you're gonna
Try to get him perpendicular.
Yes.
Now
cooking.
I'm gonna try to get rid of this. But if I do,
I feel like I'm gonna go.
yeah. You got omoplatas.
Does that make
You
sense?
go to the guitar. Absolutely. Yeah. You can attack the leg if you need to. Yeah. Now I'm in trouble.
I like this armbar here like this.
Yeah.
Because as long as I have your leg, I feel like I can
Yeah.
keep you.
Yeah. This is done.
I mean, when you get perpendicular, it opens up the game.
Yeah.
It opens up the game big time.
The problem is most people don't have the confidence to go perpendicular. What gets you the confidence is opening your guard in a way that he doesn't feel like he can just bust out. That's one. And two is tie up his upper body, whether it's to the bolt cutter grip on the arm or head and arm.
One thing I fear when I open my guard is when I put my foot on the hip,
Yeah,
they slide their hip away. No,
That's-
they sprawl and slide their hip away. Like turn your body sideways. The other way, yeah, you can do that side too.
Yeah.
That's fine. And look, they start to dominate my and then I don't want to get here.
So
right?
that's why.
So sometimes I find myself reluctant to open my guard, right? So if I go here,
Yeah.
and the guy starts to actually let's do this side,
Yeah.
and then
That's why I would open up the guard. Create rather than posting on my hip right away, kind of just kind of rest and pivot a little bit. Yeah.
try to create a distance.
Yeah.
Because here,
Now I
here
have-
it's way harder for you to do anything.
Now I have two choices. I can either back off, in which case, I'm done. So if I actually start to back off, this is my cue to just pop back up.
Yeah, I got your arm there.
Yeah.
So if you try to drive forward, I'll probably spin.
I can't because your feet are on my hips. So this is why I love this guard position so much, is because I can't drive forward. Your feet are on my hips. I can't back out. I can't drive forward.
Let's show that again real quick here. One common problem when you open your guard is when you put your foot on the hip, the guy can dominate the side because you open your guard now. So
Yeah.
now what's he gonna do? He's gonna smash. Yeah, he's gonna smash the side that you're open.
a lot of guys. George is really good at this.
George is great at this. No kidding.
Step over.
And then here it's a nightmare.
Yeah.
Here it becomes work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work for the guy on the bottom. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work. Even if you get out, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So you're saying before you open up,
And even worse than putting your foot on the hip is actually putting
On
it
the floor,
on
yeah,
the
to
floor.
shrimp.
It's almost like give me.
it's so easy for him to step over.
Yeah.
So one thing
So-
you're saying is that I have to shrimp back first, and
I
then I'll open the
rather
guard.
rather than several small ones. Do you feel my guard open?
No. Yeah, I feel I couldn't smash past here.
Yeah, because
What did you do different? You attack my. Can you do it on this side for the camera?
Yeah.
So you attack my base basically.
what I do is when I open up my legs, so my ass is on the ground. My ass comes off the ground,
Okay.
and I pivot. And now I'm sweating.
But you also pushed my knee, didn't you? So when I
That's,
was-
it's not so much I'm pushing, I'm bracing so I can shrimp.
But now my head is lower in the
Yeah.
abdomen, so it's gonna be hard. I can't smash past. from
now
here.
it's-
I'm in danger if I try to smash past. So I see what you're saying. Like if I'm up here, and you put your foot on my hip.
Yeah,
Now-
I'm giving you the pass because it's so going to be so
Now I
difficult.
can.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. I can start to attack. But you're saying you're getting me down here first.
But
Which
what I
makes a lot
have to
of
do
sense.
is when I first open is, again, butt off the ground.
Now the weight's on me.
Yeah. And you don't feel, because I'm squeezing my thighs, you don't really feel that I open up my guard. You have to react, and depending on your reaction.
If I drive forward, I'm getting swept.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to keep you flat and straight there.
Yeah. Again, you have to have confidence, but you also, having confidence without any base in technique or.
Can I try that? Absolutely, sir. That's a nice little detail. because you're weighing down my hips, and I feel like,
Yeah.
let's say you're like really, you're being trying to be heavy. When I'm like this here,
Yeah. The guy doesn't even feel like you open your guard. And now just use that. You can brace yourself against my shoulder, against my knee, and just pivot. Big. You pivot bigger. Yeah.
but if you come forward here,
Yeah.
I like the fact that you went straight into pendulum.
Yeah. Well, it depends how he reacts. You know what I'm saying?
So if the guy comes forward, you have this,
Yeah.
you have this pendulum.
Yeah.
which is
Depends how he
beautiful.
reacts. And if he tries to base out, he gets arm locked.
Right. So when I'm here like this and you're creating space,
Yeah.
you're being heavy on his hips.
Yeah, yeah.
Now you lifted your hips more.
So-
you were like,
Yeah. And now just pivot off.
there's a space here.
Yeah. Because
I
you're
felt
carrying
the
my weight.
Yeah, I felt the weight.
And they just make a big shrimp. That's it. And immediately what I would do is foot on the hip.
This foot, boom.
Yeah. And this
Now I'm
one, this one, I would immediately attack the arm. So
Now,
now,
is this my weight now is back on the ground?
now you can go back on the
Now
ground.
here I'm rolled here.
Yeah.
There's no smash pass here.
Stop me from coming forward. Try to, even like for MMA, how am I
yeah,
going to
you
punch
won't do
you?
anything to the head.
Now, if I want to back out, that's not that easy.
No.
If you clamp down on that arm, I can't really back out easily.
wood
And
chipper here.
you're not even
Now
trying.
you're in the wood chipper.
Yeah.
This is you can't just pull out of this.
No, this is, now I'm effectively on the run.
And if you were to pull out of this, I feel like I'm gonna come
Yeah,
out.
just come up.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna come out. If it was sweaty, and it happens.
Yeah, it happens. Anytime, so if the guy, if I have him and he starts to yank out, I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna drive. And one of two things is gonna happen. He's either gonna put me back down, but this time he's gonna be really extended, or I'm gonna
revisit
get on top.
The heavy hips. So heavy hips. My weight is on your hips.
Yeah. Yeah, one bit, yeah.
That makes
And
sense.
see,
You
they
know,
don't,
I've always shrimped with my hips on the floor. Yeah. See, I don't wanna bring my knees
so
together.
that's exactly what you
You
gotta,
get tied up.
yeah.
I would be here, right?
Yeah. So immediately, as soon as you make that move, one foot on the hip, but kind of square up just a little bit to make sure that this arm can't easily smash the legs together. You can, yeah, you can take it out. You can, yeah. This is very bad.
The silver fox wood chipper. Oh, here it's gold.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what are the ways that we get smashed? Obviously from mount. Smash from mount. Now that starts to become difficult because I don't have my legs as much.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of, John's guys are master kippers. They just kip the guy over.
Yeah.
I haven't had, I do pretty well, but I'm not like a master at it. Like I have some students that are like really incredibly good kippers.
Yeah.
If you mount them, it's like,
Yeah,
you're
I
getting
know.
leg lock. You don't want to mount these guys.
Hold off for a few seconds and get up. I think for me it's easier to attack from top to cross side than from the mount, at least in the grappling scenario. In an MMA scenario, it's all altogether different.
But if you're smashed on the bottom, let me give you a dose of what
Dose.
what I've suffered, especially throughout the blue belt. Like guys will just get here, they grab your neck and they just torque your neck, and they're like just super heavy.
What I'm going to try to do is then dig it in me.
Let's rotate the angle. Okay, so I'm here. I'm heavy. I'm hip sprawled, smashing your jaw across here.
So
and now, what are you gonna do?
my spine is all twisted, right? So no, keep it twisted.
I'm
That's
just gonna
okay.
yeah.
So the point is now I have to commit to this. So there's only one way for me to go right now.
All my weight is this side.
Yeah, but that's the opening. I have to go that way.
Yeah, more escape.
So now it's your move. It's a question of what and we're talking about a jiu-jitsu scenario, not MMA scenario,
Yeah.
because in MMA scenarios.
We could talk about both if you like.
So I need to commit to it. People say, "Oh, Fox, I can't escape," or it's so hard. That's why this is rewarded with a lot of points. So I'm going to go this way. Now, if the guy decides to go off to the side, you could try to twist into his guard. What I usually do is just get 2 under.
You get 2 under, double under.
Yeah. Now
You're out.
I'm out.
Here, smash, 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 smash.
So I'm giving you have to go this way. Yeah.
and maybe elevate
You
a bit.
lift. Yeah. Now it's a scramble.
I have trouble getting this arm out sometimes.
Yeah.
But
That's all right.
if I do,
If you have this.
boom.
Yeah, once it's usually, if you can create a scramble from being mounted, being smashed, a scramble is good.
It's important you put both arms in. You put one arm in, you're putting yourself in a triangle.
Absolutely.
Right? So sometimes that arm is a little bit caught. Can you show me how you I take that arm out. It's tough though. It's a tight situation.
Oh, of course. This is
It's not something I'd be like, oh, I'm so confident, I'm gonna escape every single time. It takes work and opportunity.
why in most tournaments you'll get 4 points for this. So if I'm here,
Let's see what she did. Kind of just wiggled it out a bit.
So-
You lifted
so-
it up this way.
so yeah, I'm reacting to how you're reacting because you kind of took away the quarter, eighth guard, or 16th guard, or whatever you want to call it. You took it away from me by changing your body position. So normally, what I would like to do is just get into, or this, you know, any
Waiter sweep almost.
yeah. But once you take it away from me, so yeah, this has been taken away from me, and this is when people. The mistake people make is, you know, they're trying to get out because they feel like they can twist. This is, if you do this to me, I will arm lock you. But what I'm
You're gonna slide under here. Yeah, you need to clear this arm. Boom.
But notice that I'm also now, because I don't want you moving, so I bring up my legs so you can't just kick
You
out.
have it jammed here.
Yeah, you can't just kick out your leg easily.
Yeah, I'd be in trouble here.
Yeah.
If you coming out.
But anything, even if it's a scramble, I wind up in your guard. If you're in a bad position, don't worry about it. You're not gonna. Yeah, you may opportunistically, you know, a guy, like the guy in UFC. You remember the guy that Ezekiel choked?
Oh
Big
yes,
mountain,
that's really interesting.
Sometimes that stuff happens, but you don't want to sort of, you know, bet all your chips on that.
That's amazing. I've never seen a guy in MMA and in no gi do this Ezekiel choke so effectively. It was very impressive.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about smash pass prevention. And I often tell my guys never let your back touch the mat. Why? Because I always want them at an angle. You know, when you're doing jiu-jitsu, you're never totally flat. When you are flat, you've kind of lost the momentum, creating that momentum, that off-balancing. Any tips for staying, because I really like that heavy weight on the hips, lifting your butt off the ground. How do we keep from getting flat? Now, how do we prevent the guy flattening out? So the guy's in your guard here. What does he want to do? He wants to get really close. He wants to close the distance. He wants to smash past you. He wants to keep you on your side. What do you do to stop him from coming here like this?
So,
Like, just to
you
prevent.
know, generally speaking, just arms of the inside. As soon as, like, if I don't close my guard all the time. To be honest with you, the only time I close it is when I'm starting to get gassed and I need to just catch a breather. But usually I will stay here. Anytime that I have a foot on the hip, you can't smash past me right now. Even if I can't do anything else, I can always just.
I have to ask you though. I have to ask you. What about this? This is. Oh, because you have my arm. See, that's what I don't do.
Yeah.
So I usually be.
So.
Yeah. Usually, I guess I'm too relaxed with this.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So you got a counter grip. It's superior to mine. So
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
So what if the guy's here? Oh, you're gonna escape. Oh, that's fantastic.
Just keep them off me. I really like 2 feet on the hips. To me, this is an extremely underrated guard because, like I said, once, and you gotta be active, guys. You can't just sort of be like this. No, I'm sitting up. I'm
There's
feet
a
on the
pinch
hips.
here. There's a pinch on my
How,
right.
in MMA, how are you gonna hit me?
I won't hit you here. Yeah, I'm gonna escape. Try to work with this.
Yeah,
I'm in a lot of trouble.
Come on.
I can't come forward.
Can you
No,
back out? And I'm not like
Here, I'm
using
really
my-
in danger here.
Yeah,
I'm really in danger. I'm
Yeah.
gonna throw myself in a platform.
yeah. That is.
It's my only chance there.
That's omoplata is one of my favorite techniques because it is very difficult to finish. However, anytime a guy gets himself into trouble in the guard, they throw themselves into omoplata.
So let me see how can you go into close guard again? Sometimes I find myself in close guard. Okay, in MMA you get taken down, it happens. But the guy's here and I want to get. So you're gonna.
I'm already right now. You're
Shut me.
gonna drive, and my next move is trying to get this arm inside. Once I'm here, I will get this because your number one priority is rather than get your base underneath you is to get this over because you know a triangle possibly coming. But understand, you feel my left forearm behind your head.
I do. Yeah.
Because I can't, especially MMA where guys are sweaty, second they feel danger, they're gonna just posture up. So posture up. And you go.
Right. You're holding my head.
Posture up.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. I wouldn't want you to escape your hips. So I would try to if I was really big and strong, I would be I'll be trying to hold you down.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Yeah. You're gonna have to free that knee.
Yeah. But I'm playing side. I don't, I can't just go one side because as you compensating for my movement, I need to compensate for your movement. I don't have the physical wherewithal to say, okay, I'm going to go to the left and I'm going to make the guy leave the arm behind. So I will sort of attack one side. If you compensate and throw all your defenses to that side, guess what I'm going to do? It's going to be the other side because you left it behind, undefended. So I will make you sort of, it's like a war. I may attack here. Yeah, no. Are you going to now? If that threat is severe enough, you rush all your troops here. You may leave, a couple of guys. Man, that's where I'm immediately. As I see already heading there, I'm already going to the other side.
You're directing your opponent.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Where can people get more Silver Fox BJJ?
Tune into the TriStar channel. This is our sixth one we've done.
Sixth episode, is it?
Yeah.
Already? Wow.
I have a YouTube channel, but I try to put just short videos because I try to leave the longer ones.
I've seen it. I'm a subscriber.
Oh, nice.
Yes. But we also have Fluid BJJ, guys. If you want to see more of Karel's stuff, check out Fluid BJJ. What's the website?
FluidBJJ.com. Hard to miss.
Amazing. Guys, I want to thank you, Karel. Another
pleasure.
set of gems, amazing stuff. Please like, share, and comment, and we're going to have Karel back as soon as possible. Thank you all for tuning in, and see you all in the next episode. Thank you.